Hello,
Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone.
hello, hello.
We're getting everything set up here.
Why is my face not
S-
showing? Oh, it's because the camera's not right. I got it.
Say hello. Turn on your camera. Say hello to everybody. Let us know where you're watching in from.
Good morning, good afternoon for
Hello.
some.
Hello. Let's see.
Good morning, Lynn. Welcome, Vanessa,
Hey,
Kim.
thanks. I made it to Mexico. I am here in Puerto Morelos.
Oh, how is the weather today there, Lynn?
Oh, I love to sweat. It's fabulous. I haven't made it to the beach yet, so I think I'm only going to see the first hour. I got to get my little butt in some ocean.
I love it. Where's everyone else watching from? Savita.
I didn't know my audio was off. Music City, Nashville.
All right. Kim, where are you?
We're in Frisco, Texas, which is just north of Dallas.
Awesome. I'm in Houston. So down the street. I can see you from here.
Yeah, it's gonna be cold, like 10, and I don't like it. I do not like it.
Oh, me either. I'd
I'll
rather
send
be.
you some warm, sweaty weather.
Yeah, we're the day it comes to 10 here is the day we go to Puerto Vallarta. So
Oh, you're on the other side. I'll wave to you.
Out of Ohio, Los Angeles, tuning in from sunny Orlando. She's trying to push it in that we're cold in Texas.
It's cold in Nashville. It's cold in Nevada City. It's cold everywhere right now. Well, at least everywhere in our little world, you know.
Hi,
Not
Carissa.
where Lynn is. What?
I was saying hi to Carissa. Everyone else, if you want to turn your cameras on so we can see your beautiful
I
faces.
can't tell if
Hi
my
there.
face is being in the picture or not, but
Laura, we can see you great.
oh, good. Very important. No.
Hey, Jennifer. We're waiting for Adora and Sean to come on and everything to kind of get set up. So we're just welcoming everyone today. If you want to put in the chat where you're from. I see you, Adora.
Like, don't tell her.
And let it keep going. I just want to have a sip of my coffee.
Welcome, everyone. All right, so we are going to Brianne. Thank you so much. As you know, Brianne is one of our strategic advisors here at the DIVA Network, and will be working with the Dining Empire as well. And she is a coach that's been called upon and serves Life Surge and Aspire Tour, and is one of our core strategists. And you'll start to see her face more here because she is dedicated to your results. And so she'll be co-hosting and leading often, because as we lock arms with you on this global scale vision where you have the impact that you're meant to make in the world, the revenue, the vision come to be, and we really are refining as we're going to make sure we're bringing you the best. Okay, so from that avatar last night, tell me, which by the way, guys, I'm feeling a little 80s because I had a brown lipstick on earlier. Because I changed shirts, I decided to go red. So now I have like purple and red flowing together. That was not on purpose. That was like last minute, let's go 80s babies. So let's just hear one takeaway from when you did the avatar work yesterday with AI, something you learned, something you realized. Did anyone do it? You didn't do it. Kim,
Ed,
let's hear
Ed
you.
did it,
Ed,
and him and his friend Tim have been talking about this for a long time. And his friend Tim is just like, dude, you got to get into this. And it was just like, time consuming.
wait, how does it go again? He was like, what?
Dude, you got to get into this. But and so and it literally propelled him into action. And because he's been like, yeah, I need to let you show it to me. And Tim Parnell, he's been super busy, but we were like, dude, you gotta get on this one this week. And he's like trying to change his whole schedule to get on the rest of the week. But this is exactly what he's been trying to talk Ed into. And so I think that it was great because you guys really pushed doing it over just watching it being done.
Yeah, well, boots on the ground is where we're going from here on, right? So you're going to see a lot of our sessions move into execution, right? And more support around how are you executing? Melanie, great to see you. And so we did the homework. I mean, I skipped my gym today to make sure that I got the homework done. And I'm gonna have to make up the gym today because that's not my standard, is to let the gym go. But it was really, really very powerful. And I'll put in the chat in a minute. I'll let Brianne take another couple of wins from you guys. And I will let you know Sean is on his way. He got caught in something in traffic, so he'll be here in just a moment, and we're going to dive into part 2, which is action oriented again. But even if you did nothing else, part 1, if you haven't done it, go watch the replay and do it, because it is the foundation that you can build social media posts from. The foundation, I even used it to go, here's our US avatar. Now look at the countries we're going into on the continent of Africa, and rewrite this for our African avatar. Gave me different books that they're reading, different problems they're thinking about, different levels of income. And that was just round 1, right? So this is the stuff for you to think more powerfully, to put yourself in the shoes of your dream person that you're here to serve. Okay, Brianne, please.
Sure.
Take
Got
that.
it. So let's go ahead and someone raise their hand that got to do the activity yesterday for themselves and share with the group. Is there anyone that got to do the activity yesterday? Okay, who was here yesterday? Raise your hand if you were here. Okay, Kim was here, Alora was here.
Was it the VIP part where
know
they
if I
talked
should-
about that? Avatar.
What you'll remember is that Nadia did it while we were on the call. And so she's who brought me in, and she's not on our call.
I must have missed that part.
She, like I
I
just
only
said,
saw
hats off to Nadia. She can do
replay of part
that
2.
stuff. So watch and listen to that, because it was interactive with her.
Yeah, and
I'm
actually, team, if we can go ahead and put that link in the chat again, it is also in school. So you can go ahead and open it up on a window. It is something, there it is, and it's the AI avatar. Everything else we do this week is going to build on that. But again, when I look at ours, it had things that I didn't even think of. I found out our core demographic is age 30 to 55. But we range from 18 to 70 in how many people we have here. But 30 to 55 is where the majority is. We got the income levels. We got what they're thinking about, and questions that I didn't even think to ask came up from that. And so you definitely want to do this. All right. Go back to you, Brianne. I know I jumped in. Back to you.
That's okay. I unfortunately was not here yesterday, so I don't know so much about exactly what was taught, but I know what AI avatar is, thankfully. So is there anyone else that just came in that got to go through that exercise from yesterday? If so, come off mute, please. Raise your hand. Melanie, did you go through that yesterday? Okay. So someone that was here, Jennifer, were you here yesterday? For a little bit of time.
I was here in the car, but I did try to do the exercise. I did watch the replay. Everybody should watch the replay.
Okay, I want to go through the process, right? So we always do this thing called, you got to learn about something first, and then you got to understand to develop it, and then you got to implement and actually do it, and then sustain it. So we got to get moving into doing it. So if you tried, tell us how far you got, Jennifer. What did you start speaking into AI? Did you type it? Tell us the experience so we can learn from that.
I was speaking into AI, and it was giving me the same information that I had because I didn't have this Google link. Now I have the Google Drive, so I'm going to use that. And I started to look for, this was really interesting, my competitors, because I don't know mine exactly. And what I learned was to use my competitor's avatar to help define mine and get better information.
Wonderful. What I heard you say to kind of come back to that is use the tools we have, right?
Yep.
So sometimes we can just go and start doing things, but we know that we have this Google Drive now to go back to. Who else got started yesterday? Emily, did you have it? Were you here yesterday?
Yeah, I was here yesterday, so I looked at some of it. So I'm still trying to figure my avatar. So it did kind of help because I went through Tony Robbins because I'm a mindset coach. I went to Tony Robbins' site and then I went to Mel Robbins' site and kind of looked at what they had. So that was super helpful.
Adora, you're on mute.
Okay, a couple things. So I know that you have self-identified as this introvert that helps other introverts succeed. You have you trade by day, and so you might add some things in that. And so I put in the chat because many of you have asked for what could you tell people in 30 seconds or less that the DIVA Network is. And so based on the avatar, this is round one. And then based on the avatar, this is what it came up with. And I asked some different questions or changed it a little bit. Like gave me some words I didn't like. And I was like, for more driven people, can you change the words a little bit? And so I did this after I did the avatar. I said, can you give me the 30 seconds or less elevator pitch? And just read it and tell me what you think of it. Before we jump in, I see Sean's here. Yay. So spotlight me and Sean and Brianne for a moment. Ed, good to see you. We heard you did the homework. I'll just read it. The DIVA Network isn't just another networking group. It's your home tribe of ambitious entrepreneurs and creators dedicated to continuous growth, meaningful connections, next level success. We blend real world business strategies with authentic synergy accountability to help you scale sustainably. Now, as I'm reading it, I would go back and go, can you make it even shorter? What's the 3-sentence version of this? Like, that's what I'll do. So that's a good written one, but I already feel like I'm la, 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 a lot of words. But I like some of the words that I'll tell it to keep, like meaningful connection, ambitious entrepreneurs and creators, business strategies, accountability, measurable results, right? So I'll say, I love all those words, make this tighter and shorter. What if I add a 2-sentence version of this, a 3-sentence, and just keep playing until it gives me something. And then I'll propose those sentences to you and say, what do you like better? How would you change this sentence, or add to it, just to kind of get a little community feedback on it. Okay, Brianne and Sean, I want you to meet each other officially because you're pillars in our community. And
Nice to meet you.
Sean, so Brianne, she's one of our lead strategists, and she coaches the Life Surge crew and Aspire Tour, and she's been called in for some other bigger businesses that scale. She was a Google exec, and she's one of our strategists here. And so she'll be here co-hosting this week, but also pillar in our community, just like you're one of our key partners. So I want you two to meet live. And
I heard in Houston. Are you in Houston, Sean?
I am.
And I'm in Houston, so I can understand what the traffic was like today.
she's one of the ones when we do the in person, April 10th, it'll be with all of us.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So Sean, welcome back. We're ready to get started with you. We got about 20 minutes before we go into the other room. And Brianne, by the way, is going to stay here and work with those of you that are not yet VIP or members so that you can really ground in what we're learning. And then the rest of us will go into the opposite room. So welcome, Sean.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Good to finally get back to the studio. It's like, man, that was not good traffic. So I wanted to ask a question and put in the chat. How many of you ran the AI, and then how many of you had either an aha or it's like, ooh, I'm not marketing to the right people? I think that's one of the things that happens is people will do this. They will run to this and they find out that they haven't been trying to attract the right traffic to what that they're selling, to what they are doing.
I
And
want to pull Ed up to answer because we actually had people, we did have people, oh, can you spotlight, Sean? Add spotlight, add Ed. So we did have people answer, and a lot of people didn't do it yet, and they're going to do it. A few people did it. We know for sure Ed did it. So, and Ed hasn't shared yet. So let's go ahead and cover that, and then we can keep it moving.
Yeah, so thank you, Sean. I've been on the edge of getting ChatGPT forever. I'm just not a big online person, big social media person. This is actually why I'm part of the network, to grow that part of my business. And I pulled the trigger yesterday because I couldn't do the homework without ChatGPT. So I got it and I copied the stuff, put it in, hit the button, and it said error. And I said, okay, let me hit it again. And I hit refresh, and then it kicked out a bunch of stuff, and I went through it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Like it helped me feel like I am on the right path, but it also showed me some areas that I could tweak some things and improve it. And again, because I just admitted that I'm not a big social media presence. And I love the fact that you said yesterday that you own your list and you're going to be able to do it without any platform, because I would prefer to do it without any platforms. So I love where this is headed. But instantly then I was like, okay, create me an Instagram story for my ideal male avatar. And it put it out, and I was like, oh, make it sound more direct. And then I just started playing around with it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just got like content for the next 2 weeks just off of these couple questions. And I kept playing with it for a little bit. And I actually, I get up at 4 a.m. I go to bed early. I was up a little too late playing with it and trying to figure it out, because I was just blown away by how simple it is. I don't have to put all the thought and effort into it. So thank you for the way that you prompted it, because it gave me everything that I personally need to continue to push myself out of my comfort zone, to grow that online presence, to build my business.
That's great to hear, and that's what I recommend that to everybody, is like, take these things like these prompts and stuff, and don't necessarily use them word for word, but it is a great way to start diving in, start narrowing in, and start giving you ideas that you might not have had before. So they're just great tools, and again, number one thing, first thing we learn is start attracting the right people on your list, because if you attract the wrong people, it will do you absolutely no good. So today we were going to go into a little bit of kind of the platforms and stuff. So people should be, okay. So, yesterday we did kind of the dream customer, the dream avatar. We're starting the process of getting aligned with who needs to hear our message, who wants to hear our message. And the next thing that we do in that process is we say, okay, we know where our dream customer is now. We know what their problems are, or some of what their problems are. Now, what do I either have now, or what can I create as a good lead magnet to get those people into my community, into my list, however you want to do it. But for this is to bring them into my list. Like, so what lead magnet can I use, or what can I build to get that person onto my list? And that's exactly what the lead magnet is for. It's to draw them to you, to draw them in. And as I said yesterday, a lead magnet is nothing more than it's a solution to a big enough problem for your ideal customer to say, yes, I want to sign in to get that. For instance, for this, I could have I could do a lead magnet. I need to write this down. It's probably a good idea on the number one thing you need to grow your list, knowing your audience. It's like I could do this prompt and this idea as a very good lead magnet to get people onto my list, to then where I can start dripping content on them over and over and over again. So again, it's the lead magnet. It solves a big enough problem or a big enough interest that they're willing to give their email address in exchange for what it is you have. Again, that's all a lead magnet is. And we wanted to go over some of the platforms, because a lot of the questions that I get is, okay, how do we do this? So how do we start this process of doing what we're talking about? And the number one thing is, we need to start going to platforms and to automate as much as possible. So you can have virtually nothing or virtually everything automated in this entire process from start to finish. As a matter of fact, when people come onto my list, I do not see them. Everything is 100% automated. They opt in, they get welcome emails, they get email sequences, they get put onto other email things depending on how they came in. All of that is 100% completely automated. Okay, there's nothing that I have to do once I set that up. So to automate it, you need different platforms, or you need at least a platform to do that on. And everything. So you can see on here the CRM, your website, your email marketing, your courses or your resources, the sales. Those can either be on a single platform or on multiple platforms, right? You don't have to choose one. You can have, if you prefer one email platform over another, you can actually use a different email platform or a different customer relation management system or whatever you want. I always try to keep mine on one platform. And the two that I use really more than anything is ClickFunnels and Kajabi. So that's an idea of a all-in-one type platform, and we can actually go over some of the dashboards on that if you want to. But this is where you really start to do this stuff. So in other words, you will change. You will put your opt-in page out there from a platform. People call it a landing page, people call it a funnel, however you want to call it. They will put this out there, and that's what we'll start collecting. That's where you'll put your free resource. That's where you'll put your lead magnet on, and that's the mechanism that will get them from seeing the resource, signing up, and then that email goes into your CRM, where you can then obviously start email marketing with them.
I just want to jump in, Sean, and say for those of you that are starting to go, wait, I'm just figuring out my avatar. I don't even know what a lead magnet is. And now we're talking CRMs and automations.
Yeah.
I want you to know we have seasoned entrepreneurs that have been around 10 years. We got one guy that built his own CRM and here, a few of them actually. So that's the higher level and the dream that you want to take it to. And it's easier than ever to get this automated. But even with what you've already done, if you create, which we are going to work on a lead magnet one of these days, if you create a lead magnet, you can simply go on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you go, or one of the Women Helping Women or one of the other groups, and say, I have whatever he just said. You want to know, I have this AI prompt that will help you figure out your avatar. We're not going to use that because this is Sean's, and it needs to go with you and what you offer. So the lead magnet you create, and you can start to use that. So I don't want you to defer. I want you to stay in the step that we're in when it comes to doing the lead magnet, because even if you don't have CRM or automations yet, you can use that material now with whatever group, whatever email list, whatever community you have right now. So I just wanted to say that so we don't lose people who are like, whoa, now I'm really, now, I don't even know what half that stuff means, right? Okay, thank you, Sean.
Yeah, so I think so from a challenge perspective, day one again was finding out, again, if you're not marketing to the right people, it doesn't do you any good. So make sure that we're marketing to the right people. The second thing was to start figuring out what you have or what you can do as a lead magnet, as a resource to get people onto a list, right? To bring those people into your community, to get those eyes on you. The next thing is, how do we present this? And again, that's where we are on a platform to be able to do that. I can show, I'm not sure if it will, I'll try going over to this one and seeing if people can see it. So for instance, this is the dashboard from a brand new Kajabi. Here's the dashboard from a brand new ClickFunnels. And I just want you to, I don't want this to be like magic or like what's going on. I don't understand what's a CRM, what's a website, what's an email, all the stuff. So if we look at, for instance, Kajabi, here is everything that is in the platform. So you have everything. So you have, you'll have your contacts. So when someone signs up, they'll be under your contacts. You have marketing. So this is where you'll actually go and create emails to send emails out to them, welcome emails, or any of your email campaigns so after they're on your list, you're actually going to keep them engaged. We'll go over that tomorrow, but you keep them engaged, sending out emails, sending out content, sending out engagement stuff to them via email. You've got, the website, you've got your courses. So you have everything on one platform, and most of the platforms, someone mentioned in their Go High Level, that's another platform that you can use. And so today I really wanted to introduce you to different platforms. There's also like MailChimp, whatever. Some of you might already have a platform you use, some of you don't. But the challenge for today is pick a platform to at least start to build on. So pick one, ClickFunnels, Kajabi. I've got links that you can use for free, some 30 days to get on there. The one thing to keep in mind is when you start pulling people onto your list, no matter what platform you use, and this is what's important, you can change platforms, you can do different things. So in other words, I can pull all of the email addresses and all of the stuff that I have from Kajabi and import those into ClickFunnels. So remember, that's the biggest thing about a list is you own it. This is your stuff. This isn't anybody else's stuff. This is you own those emails, so you can move those from place to place. So from a challenge standpoint, pick one to at least start this process so so okay, I'm on a platform, tomorrow we're going to go over actual building a lead magnet on one of them. So we can actually start doing those things. And by the end of it, you will actually have something that you can push people to start collecting their emails and to start getting people onto your list. So that's the whole, again, the whole goal of the challenge. But the platform is very important. It's if you want to automate things, these platforms, and again, whether it's Go High Level, whether it's ClickFunnels, whether it's Kajabi, it doesn't really matter, whatever flavor is good for you. But this is where you will do all the back end stuff. There was questions yesterday like, well, okay, how do I do this? This is where everything happens. So for instance, on Kajabi, if I set up a funnel and had started pushing people to that funnel, they go and they sign up, that person automatically goes into my contacts, which is right over here. And then I can set them up on email campaigns right here. So in other words, you have everything in one spot where you can, this is where you collect the emails. This is where you nurture the emails. This is where you send the emails from. This is where you build your courses on. Again, you can have other ones, but you can do everything on any one of these platforms. All of the stuff that you want to do on a single platform, but just pick one for now. Again, you can export those email addresses out into another platform at another time. And again, you own that. So not sure if there's any questions on this. So again, I think if we don't get this, in other words, if we don't do this, it's going to be hard to do the rest of the challenge to at least start. You can scrap everything. This is just to get you familiar with it, get you going through the motions, and get you actually to start taking action, start building these.
Can we see your face? I put it in gallery view, and we're just seeing the screen now. So,
Sorry
Jake,
about that.
yeah, so are you going to put some suggested platform links? That's today's main assignment is pick
Yes, I can put some links in there. So I've got the two that I have are for Kajabi and for ClickFunnels. Those are the two I use mainly. And one is for a 14-day trial. One is for a 30-day trial. The Kajabi is for a 30-day trial. Go in and just, again, even if you scrap everything, at least you're going through the motion. At least you will get clarity in some of your questions as you actually take action on doing these.
Jennifer, I'd like you to put in a Go High Level link. If you all have something else that you use, there are a few links. I think Sean working from Kajabi and working from ClickFunnels and our team working from Go High Level, you're going to have the most support if you pick one of those, because that's what we can answer from. Anything else is going to be like, I don't know, go into their support ticket.
Yeah.
And then Ed, your team, you may have one that you want to give to your own team members because you've built a CRM. So that is the core assignment today. And so if that's the core assignment, what I want to do is open the questions, and then we're going to move into our VIP and member session, and Brianne's going to continue to work with people here in this room, and that'll be very valuable too. It's just more one-on-one and hot seating in our VIP group. Yes, Ed.
So Sean, could you give us a brief description on what you use Kajabi for versus what you use ClickFunnels for, so we know which one we should focus on, or is there a preference on one's more user-friendly, one's a little more advanced, just to kind of guide us?
Sure. And I think no matter what platform you use, there's pros and cons to each of them, especially these all-in-one platforms, right? There might be one that's better at email. There might be better one that's for funnels. So there's, it depends on what you want. So for me, the reason I still use Kajabi is most platforms will start charging you per email, per 1,000 emails as your list gets bigger, or they're going to start charging you based on the number of subscribers you have. Like there's a limit of subscribers. So for me, Kajabi is the platform I use still for my email marketing out, because I can send out, and I'm on a flat rate, right? So it doesn't cost me anymore. So, you know, my email list is what, 220,000. So even just one email a week for engagement on some platforms, it's very expensive. If your list is 10,000 or 20,000, you're not going to see as big of an effect on that. So for ClickFunnels, I really like ClickFunnels in the way that you can, when you have them in a funnel, so when they come to sign up, it has so much automation or so many things in the back end that you can do that you can't do in Kajabi. So there, again, I like the ClickFunnels side for all of my landing pages. Most of my stuff is on ClickFunnels. I still have courses, and all my emailing is still on Kajabi. But again, I could keep them all on one platform if I wanted to. It's just, and as you get bigger and as you start taking things out again, some things have better things, you know, better email or better courses or better, you know, website development than others do. It's whatever you're most comfortable with and whatever matches your company and how you do things.
And Jennifer, will you say a little bit about why we use Go High Level? And if you know anything about Sam Cart, is that we can't speak a lot to things we don't know about, but Jennifer is known as the funnel badass. I cuss because that is actually her title. And so, and her branding. So we'll ask.
So Samcart I have found is really good for people that are building a social media influencing business. It's built specifically for those type of people. So if that's your target market, that's probably fantastic. I love High Level because just like Kajabi, it has just about everything integrated into one platform. It's very cost effective. And when I put the link for a 14-day trial over here so you could get started right away today and work through these things. But I have my own agency, so I have my own pricing, which means you're not paying retail for High Level. And that's all I want to say about that.
So they should message you if they want that instead of why don't you put your agency link, your Diva, and give it a Diva member benefit in there, or they have to talk to you.
I haven't built it. I haven't built the thing for the DIVA Network yet. So just send me a message.
Okay, awesome. All right. Okay, other questions, or we're going to bring up Brianne to wind this session down and to transition. Another question. All right, those of you who are founders and VIP, hold tight. Brianne,
Sure.
go ahead and wrap this
Just
session.
a couple things to wrap it up. Sean, awesome job today. I always say that there's 4 things we can anchor to in life. If you heard me speak before, we want to anchor to those that are wise, that have done it and showed and proved it already. Jennifer has showed it. Sean has done it successfully. So we had that today. We want to anchor to the right tools. We want to anchor to education, and we want to anchor to support. That means sometimes a cheerleader, sometimes an accountability partner. So I feel like we had all of those things today. We had the tools. And I love my top takeaway from Sean is doing it step by step. So coming back today and saying, oops, I didn't get to finish that yet. Well, Sean's coming back tomorrow. So I just want to invite you. I used to say challenge. Now I like to say invite you, challenge to invite you to go ahead today and find your avatar. I love that he gave step-by-step things that are going to compound. So I want you to really quick in the chat, put what was your number 1 takeaway in your commitment to moving forward, right? So number 1 was the avatar. Number 2 was to make sure that you begin looking at these tools and going through them. But what is your number 1 takeaway from today? Throw that in the chat. As I also want to just say that we are all here for impact. Adora and Jimmy and I have been talking about how to make sure we're massively impactful in this room. So we always want to talk about the value of the session, that when you show up, you get value. So I would like everyone to go ahead and put in the chat box, what was the value of today's session?
It's also very generous to the speakers, by the way, guys. So talk about visibility and rapport. When our speakers come, it's very valuable for them to see what your core takeaway was to them. It's very generous.
Yeah.
Justine, I just want you to know we're saving your question for VIP. Okay, keep it going.
Awesome. So yeah, so it is really important for us to see your feedback on your top takeaway. That's probably what you want more of. Also, it's great for the speaker, for us to continue to enhance, you know, what we're talking about. So what was the value of today's session? 1 means I should not have come. There is no doubt about it that no one's a 1 here. A 10 means it was valuable. I have actionable steps to go. I have CTAs, I have call to actions I can go and do right now to make impact on my life, other people's lives, and my business. So on a scale of 1 to 10, let's look in the chat. What was the impact of today? I want to see those numbers on 1 to 10. Okay, awesome. We see 8s, we see 10. I definitely gave it a 10 as well. 10, 9, 10, 10. So you know what that means? We would be selfish if we kept our 10s to ourselves. I see a whole lot of 10s going on. I see the compounding value every day that we're in here. So the next question I want to ask you before we leave is, we all came up with an impact goal. Some of y'all were here for the session that I did of how many lives are we going to impact through this challenge. So I want you to be really realistic right now and stretch a little bit and say, Sean is coming back tomorrow. He's going to be able to say what did you do for your avatar? What tools did you go and explore? Do the work, but also bring other people. Who is missing out on changing their life in their business and how they attract people and grow their business by not being here? So I want a number from 1 to 100,000. Just kidding. 1 to 100, 1 to 10, 1 to 20. How many people are you bringing with you to this session tomorrow? And really commit to it, right? We want to be congruent. If we're saying we're going to help you achieve growth in your business, we're going to grow this community together. Who's with me on that? Who wants to grow this community? We got some really intense goals to grow this community. The more people we have part of it, the more impact we're making in the globe, y'all. So I want to see, we know how many people we have in here. We're going to wait for everyone to answer this question. How many people are you inviting to come? Not inviting, making sure show up tomorrow. That's what it's all about. An invite is something, someone showing up is another story. And we get people to show up. We get people to move because we're beautifully powerful. We're brilliant. We've talked about this, okay? So how many people are we going to have tomorrow? Okay, I see 10, I see 5, I see 3. Okay, we're going to copy and paste this and hold you accountable to it. We're your accountability partners. We're going to support you in that. We're going to continue to grow the community and impact each other. So get those people here tomorrow, come back, do the work, and make a difference. We're not here just to talk about it. We're here to do it.
Awesome. All right. So
excited.
VIPs and founders, I'm excited too. I love getting all those numbers. And once you said accountable, I was like, Ed 10, because Ed does what he says. He stayed on the leaderboard. I do think Sean passed you both, Ed and Jimmy, by the way, guys. Leaderboard will be showing soon. So Jimmy, we got to stir it up. We've got Jimmy busy making videos for you guys and systems to make this easier to share. So anyway, let's go. If you're VIP or founder, we're going to go into the room. Those of you who are not, stay here. Brianne's going to work a little deeper with you, and see you back tomorrow. See VIPs and founders in the room.